And now, Adele. Adele's chart. Adele, and the publicly date of birth I have for her is she was born on the 5th of January 1988, and her time of birth was at 8:19. Now, from this, we can form her four pillars, and her year pillar is Yin Fire Rabbit. Her month pillar is Yang Water Rat. Her day pillar is Yin Earth Goat, and her hour pillar is Yang Metal Horse. Now, she doesn't really have combinations in her own chart, not really. There is a combination between her horse and goat only, but they don't really produce elements, so to speak. And the rabbit and the goat wants to combine for wood, but they are separated by the rat. So what you can say is that she has a changing chart. Now, a changing chart are those charts where they don't have a particular pattern as it is, and they can change according to the luck cycle that they go into, or the year that they are in. And so they might be output during one year or follow wealth another year or so forth. Depends on the zodiac of that year, the sign of that year, and that would combine with what they have, and to produce an element. Okay, and those charts are typically what you see amongst actors, comedians, basically performers, like what Adele is. She's a singer. And the reason why those people tend to be like that is because of the nature of their jobs. I mean, with a changing chart, there can be something one day or this year and something else another year. And that really fits in with an actor. So particularly anyone with a changing chart will advise them to go into those type of professions because that really suits them. And that's what works. And Adele, I guess, yeah, she's doing pop, but singing different type of music, have to come up with different things. I don't know if she actually writes her own songs, I think depends, or she's just a singer. But then even if she did not write those songs, then she's still having to perform different songs. So I guess it does fit in with her chart. Okay, so she has a changing chart. So we'll have a look at her luck cycles. Those luck cycles are these 10-year blocks of your life. Now, in her current luck cycle, she is in Yang Fire Dragon. Okay, Yang Fire Dragon. And now the dragon combines with a rat, and especially this year is the dragon as well. So that combines with the rat to produce water. Okay. And so what does that mean? That means that's money for her. She's following wealth. So I follow the money luck cycle at the moment. Now, looking at her chart, her yang water combines with the yin fire on her year pillar. And that produces wood. Now, the yin earth produces the yang metal, as earth produces metal. And metal is power. It is power to her. And so with that, from her chart, we can tell that she prefers to keep her talents hidden. Okay? Well, we all know about her talent now, but I guess she's capable of other things as well that we may not know of. So that tells us that the person prefers to keep their talents hidden. And then next she's got her horse combines with the goat. And that's what it kind of like leans towards liking. I mean, liking resource. Okay, and resource for her would be fire because fire produces earth. Especially with snake next year. Next year in 2025 would be year of the snake, and the snake brings fire as well. So that you've got the snake being fire in nature, along with the horse, which is very fire. So next year, she'll change into a resource chart. That's another change. However, next year, the snake is going to have cause another problem because that's going to produce fire. However, at the moment, with her dragon luck cycle combining with her rat on her day, her career, that produces water. So then she's going to have a split, okay, be split in between fame, I guess, and work. So one half of the chart is water and the other half of the chart is fire. So you can see the clash there and it's split. And one half of the chart is about your outside and the other half of the chart is regarding the inside and the home. So, and the rat and the rabbit she has on her month and the rabbit she has on her year, it is a penalty. They don't particularly like each other. So what that means is she's going to have ups and downs with her career, meaning the rat right on your career and the rabbit on the outside. And her career is basically public. You know, everything out there is public. We release things to the public. That's her career. But if those two don't like each other, then you kind of have an issue. So that's why her careers tend to be up and down because of that reason. And now, the period in 1998, okay, to 08, it activates, that period of 98, that is her Yangwood Tiger period. And that period gives loads of power, okay, and drains and controls money. So it's a very good period, you know, with the tiger and the horse combining there. So it brings up support and stability. So in that period before 98, combining with the horse and the horse being the hour, what's in your inside and what's, I guess, your home. So that provided stability. Now her present luck cycle is Yang Fire Dragon. And Yang Fire Dragon at the moment currently supports both the horse and the goat with the fire. So the Yang Fire can stand in for the snake. Okay, so, you know, difficulties with talent due to the Yang metal and Yang Fire clashing. So I guess that's the kind of reason why she's kind of like been a little quiet. Now, dragon plus the rat. Dragon, it is complicated. They have a combination there, but you also have the rabbit and the goat in there trying to combine to produce wood as well. And then you've got goat and the horse combining as well. So that leads to, you know, you've got water combinations, you've got wood combinations, and then you've got a fire combination or stuff to do with fire then. So you've got water produces wood and produces fire. And so that looks like very exhausting. Lots of things happening with her chart. And so it's a lot to do. So she can use the flow to bring money back to her family, but she needs wood for sure. Okay, so because wood is, you know, power to her. So, okay, let's look at what she's done before. Let's look at her career so far. In 2006, that's when she graduated from BRIT, which is like a performing arts school in Britain. And she also signed a record deal with XL Recordings. And that was during 2006. Yeah, that was during the Yangwood Tiger period. And so you've got a combination, a fire combination going there with the tiger and the horse there. And now 2008, this is when things really got started for her. her debut album got released. Okay. And 2008, that's when she just went into her yin wood rabbit luck cycle. Okay. So then what you have is you have the horse and the rat and yin wood rabbit fate cycle. Now that means a penalty was activated, and basically the rat and the rabbit doesn't like each other, and yang metal combined. Okay, yang metal combined with yin wood, so it's very good for a career. But I think something else bad happened that we don't know about, because they are pretty much penalties then. So on one hand, that's when her star started really shining, but I think something bad happened that we don't know about in her personal life. Now, 2011, we're still in that same Yinwood Rabbit luck cycle. She got a Grammy Award for Best New Artist. Okay, and that also was in Yin Metal Rabbit year. Another rabbit. She got, Best New Artist Award. Now, and the following year, 2012, which was a Yang Water Dragon year, she released Skyfall, the theme song for the Bond movie Skyfall. And that did pretty well. And then in 2015, we're still in that same Yinwood Rabbit luck cycle. Her third album was released and it was breaking first week record sales. So very well for her. And 2015 is the Yinwood Goat year. So a lot more wood, and wood for her is good. Wood for her is power. Now regarding her personal life, let's see. From what I found that at 2 years old, her father left. And so then she was brought up by her mother only, so as a single mom. So unfortunate for her. At that time, her luck cycle again was Yang Water Rat luck cycle. And and then after that, in the very next one in 1988, it was Yin Water Ox luck cycle. Now, Yin Water Ox clashes with her Yin Earth Goat. So the Yin Earth Goat, clash with her luck cycle. And Yin Earth Goat, that was basically her in that time. And so it means that she didn't have a good childhood. And as we were saying, it wasn't very good for her, unfortunately, moving around with her mother, moving from this place to another. So very unsettled childhood. And for children, they need stability. Really, it's when they're growing up, their foundation years, when the personality is forming and their thoughts and so forth. That's when it's so crucial for someone to become a balanced adult and to transition into adulthood more smoothly. Your childhood has to be good. It's so important. And she ended up doing very well for herself, but I think either it was out of her sheer will or even luck that happened, because as you know, a lot of children with unstable childhoods don't get a good ride, so to speak, or at least an easy ride. So she's had a lot of success than most people would even dream of. So hats off to her being able to do that. Okay, now still on her personal life, in 2011 is when she started a relationship with her now ex-husband, Simon Konecki. I guess that was with him. That was in 2011, and that was in Yin Metal Rabbit year. And so that fits right in because it combined it with her house of spouse. The rabbit combines with the goat in her house of spouse. And so this is what usually happens whenever it's a combination. That's when a romance happens a lot of the times if you're looking. So that's what I say to people. If you're looking for someone, that's when one of the big times it's likely to happen. Either you meet someone then or you get married during that time. Okay, now the following year, 2012, her son was born. Yeah, she didn't waste any time then. And that year, that was a Yang Water Dragon year as well. She really does have a thing with the dragon. And the dragon combines with her yin fire. This is one thing. It combines with the yin fire, and yin fire is hidden in the horse. And the horse is on her child palace. Okay, and so that was activated. Yang metal produces the water that you have there. And so, yeah, we have it in the hour. So that pillar was activated. So she had a child. Okay, but, and this is the thing. It's not so obvious on her chart. I haven't had a look at her former husband and whether or not it might have activated during his. This is the thing. For a woman, it's not necessarily. So this is the thing. For a woman, normally what we say when they're likely to have children is when their children palace gets activated or when they're going through a lot of output because a woman produces. However, that's not necessarily so straightforward all the time. Like in the case of Adele, it had to be a roundabout way. It could have come because of her then husband or her then partner's chart getting his child palace activated. And then she had the child. So that's why sometimes we need to look at both partners, especially if someone wanting a child and they are in a relationship and they want to do a reading, asking when they're likely to have one, and we'll have to look at both partners' charts to be sure, okay? Because it may not happen with yours, but it could be your partner's that's happened. So it's a roundabout way, and your partner could confirm. So that's one thing. Now, because she's got dragon and rabbit combining, she can have a split. She can end up with work on one hand and family on the other, and so that could have been, she might have had a difficult pregnancy or difficult birth at that time as well. So not too easy for her. Yeah. Now the rest of the timeline in her personal, she at 2018, she married her then partner and the father of her son in 2018, and that was at the very start of this present luck cycle that she's in, Yang Fire Dragon. Okay, so start of something new, and in 2021 they divorced. So it was only a 3-year marriage. And in 2021, that was the year of the ox, yin metal ox. Now, the ox clashes with the goat, and the goat is on her spouse palace. So they clash, so a divorce happens. And that is a common thing with clashes happening on the spouse palace. Either a divorce or difficulties in your relationship during that year. And that's very common. That's one thing, but like I say, it's not always a hard and fast rule. And sometimes if people have the same thing on their house of spouse or spouse palace as on something next to it, the effects dissipate. Like if she also had a goat on her child palace, so right next to it, or the goat on her month pillar, the clash may not hit her spouse palace. It may hit the other one instead. Or because there's two, the effects get dissipated. So in circumstances like that, and people with those type of charts, an animal sign that comes along that clashes with the sign in your spouse palace may not mean spouse issues because of that. The energy either gets dissipated because there's multiple, or it gets redirected elsewhere. And that can happen as well. So when she got divorced, it was on the yin metal ox year. And the yin metal, metal being output, it's also really not the right type of output for her. It was kind of like the wrong type. So maybe, she had some bad career decisions that she made as well, because, that clashes with her day master, which was yin earth. And this was yin metal, wrong type. So not too good at that time. Yeah, and I guess into 2021, think about it, we haven't really heard anything from her since that time. And I guess she's made some really bad career decisions in that year, in 2021, from looking at the clash against her day master, the yin metal, against her yin earth. So, yeah, she's really taken a pretty much a back seat now. And what we can say. And so now really it looks like, divisions between a career and a family. And it really seems like she's taken a step backwards. And unfortunately, looking forwards to her doesn't seem to have too much more going on. So maybe, I wouldn't say her stars faded, but maybe she's considered, well, she's made enough money. She's got a son. What else does she need to do to prove herself? She doesn't need to prove herself anymore. And I guess she might have made this decision. That's all I need. That's all the fame I need. I've made and reached all the goals that I wanted to achieve. Like, she's won multiple Grammy Awards. What else is there for her? And she's only 36. She's lost a lot of weight. She's changed her appearance, I guess. And especially for women, once you get to a certain age, I guess when you're young, you're thinking, oh, I want to achieve this and do that and so forth, prove to people what I can do. Though after a while, when you get more mature and then thinking, hang on, do you really want to do that?